how's it going? I guess I should say my intro. Welcome welcome back to Home with Hal. We're a little outside of our normal element, if you can't tell, because today on this Tuesday we have an inspection going on. We had an 8 a.m. inspection for some clients from Seattle who are, I'm just going to turn your phone on silent here, who are purchasing or in the process of purchasing this home. So we're going to give you a little bit of a house tour, a little behind the scenes, and we're going to talk about inspections today. So that's what we're up to. Hope you're doing well. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. And also let me know what city you're joining us from today.
Do you want to let them know we're blessed with some rain?
Yes, first of all, can we do a little 360 on this neighborhood? Because it's just really great. Old growth trees. Oh, your own phone got a notification that we're live. You got it? Wait.
You're not official PNW unless you got a hood.
Yeah, no umbrellas.
No
only
umbrellas.
hoods.
No umbrellas.
First of all, do you guys like my new rain jacket that my lovely husband bought? I don't know if you can tell, but it's got birds all over it.
Put a bird on it. That's what they said in Portlandia.
And you put a bird on me, right?
I sure did.
The last name.
Shout out to Portlandia.
Okay, so we're going to walk you through the house. Are there any other announcements? Do we have any comments? I don't know if we can see the comments.
We have a couple people watching, but I don't see any comments.
All right, we might have to come back after.
Oh wait, someone just said I literally moved here Sunday from Fairfield, California.
Hey, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the rain. Okay. Friendly neighbors.
Helpful
friendly
Hal is always friendly.
People waving, so come on in. We'll get out of the...
So this is a different live.
What were you going to say?
I just said this will be a different kind of live, but kind of cool, on scene, on site,
Yes.
behind the scenes,
So
part of the process, right?
Yes.
Talk people through the process.
Okay, so a little bit about this house. The clients came to me. It took them 14 days to get under contract. They made one other offer on a different house that they lost out to. I think there were 2 other offers in that case. There was one other competing offer in this case. Their offer went out. We wrote a really strong offer for this house, which is a 1,350 square foot house, 3 beds, 2 baths on almost a quarter acre. The list price was $424,950. They are under contract above asking, but I will not disclose by how much because we don't know what they'll close at. We don't know if we'll be negotiating after the inspection or some of the million of other things that can come up while you are under contract. But yeah, the house, we're in the Vancouver Heights neighborhood. The house is, I forget what year the house is built off the top of my head. I don't have the information in front of me. So yeah, right after they got their offer accepted, my clients scheduled an inspection. There are 3 very important things to do once you are under contract, which is firstly deposit the earnest money, schedule your inspection, and then if you're getting a mortgage and you're not paying cash, which is most people, submit your application to your lender so that they can get working on that. And it's actually in the contract. You have to submit it within 5 days going under contract. So those are the first 3 immediate things you do. Their offer was accepted last Thursday. Yay! And here it is Tuesday, and we're having the inspection.
So you work fast then, is that what you're trying to say?
The market moves fast, and I can work as fast as it needs to be to make things happen.
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think this is putting anybody's identity out there. One of their concerns in choosing a realtor, a broker, a person to work with, an expert, was someone who could kind of work with them because they aren't here in town currently.
Yes.
And they wanted somebody who was a little technologically savvy, who could kind of show them the houses remotely. And do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, so we did a virtual showing. So once you have a pre-approval letter and we are working together exclusively, I work with all my clients exclusively. So once those two things are in place, we have an agreement there, and you are pre-approved. I'll go out and do virtual showings. So that's what I did here. They can either be on Zoom or we can do YouTube. So I have a whole queue of private videos that nobody but my clients see. Anytime that they want to do a virtual showing, I will go out, film it, very detailed, and upload it to YouTube privately, send it to them. They can kind of review it, ask questions, and then they can decide if they want to either make the drive down here if there's time. They're from Seattle, so they could have done that.
And they did make one trip, right?
They made one trip, but they haven't seen this house in person yet.
Right. So I guess what I'm saying is, for those of you guys who are considering relocating, it's a great luxury to have someone like Hal. I'm kind of singing her praises, but to have someone who's competent, who's an expert, who's trustworthy, to kind of be your almost like your what's the word?
Eyes and ears.
Your eyes and ears, but almost
Boots
just like
on the
your
ground.
like your boots on the ground in person. So I just think that's a great resource to have.
Yeah, and a lot of my clients do it that way with virtual showings. And then sometimes, like clients from San Francisco that are moving up here this weekend because their lease back period is ending. We did a virtual showing just like that. It was on Zoom. They didn't do the YouTube option, and then they made the trip up here and flew up here for the inspection so they could see the house in person, because one of the things we'll talk about is during the inspection, that's really the time to address any concerns that you have, to decide to move forward with the purchase or to back out while you can still get your earnest money back.
And then even stuff like taking measurements, isn't that something that you typically suggest people do?
I gotta
Want me to hold that?
hold this.
Okay.
I won't drop your phone.
Please
Fancy phone.
Ruin my day.
Ruin your day. I'll buy you lunch.
That lunch ain't gonna do it. So what's that?
Handy dandy tape measure. So I've been taking measurements for them. Still need to do the bedrooms. I did the living areas, and then I'll just email that to them.
And why does I guess that comes into play if someone's going to start ordering furniture
or deciding if their existing.
We got some good rain coming down, y'all. Oh my gosh. I know we're a little bit different, but love the rain. We got some good rain the last few days. Much needed. So shout out to Mother Nature.
Yeah, shout out. So deciding if their existing furniture is going to work, if it's worth moving, especially if you're relocating here, it doesn't make sense to bring like your big antique dresser if it's not going to fit in your bedroom anyway, or if you need to get a new bed, so things like that. So typically that's one of the things I recommend clients
real
do.
quick, Seagrave's Vibe, our Ohio realtor friend, said invest in a laser tape measure, which is basically shoots a laser and it tells you the distance via laser, which is a great idea, and it's a great justification for me getting a new toy. So thank you for the suggestion.
That's not an app, is it? Because I had clients who were like, "Oh, I just have this app on my phone, and you take the picture and you measure it." And then I went back and remeasured it, and the thing was off by more than a foot.
Yeah, there's apps, but they do make precision, measuring devices that are laser instead of tape.
Okay.
So,
you can see how.
Yeah, he said, nope, it's a small handheld laser, extremely accurate. And I've seen them. I forgot about them, but now you just reminded me. So I'll be putting that on my Home Depot shopping list.
Yeah, you know who the handy one is. Okay, so yeah, you want to go in the house?
Yeah, we'll follow you.
Okay. Oh, can I have my mask here?
More rain.
More rain. Thank you.
Lasers work wonders and help measure very tall ceilings, says Nano Joe.
Ah.
Look at that. I'm going to have one by the end of the week, you guys. Thank you.
Okay.
$40. Now, which, if you don't mind, drop the brand in the comments and give me something to go off of. Are you talking through your headset?
I think so.
Okay,
Can you guys
good.
hear me okay? So the inspectors are here.
If you get in the comments, guys, let us know if you can hear Hal okay, clear.
I want to stay out of there.
Seagraves, there's no rush on that. I don't want you to go out of your way to get it. I can use the free Google search. Okay.
Where are we at? With my notes. So we're talking about inspections. So the point at which it happens, very crucial step in your home purchase. Once your offer is accepted, that's when you would schedule your home inspection. And you choose the inspector. I have a list of trusted inspectors. One of them is right here in the background. Hi, Matt. You're on YouTube.
And now, do you want to give him a shout out by name?
Yes, so that was Matt Severs with Integrity Home Inspections. They cover Oregon and Southwest Washington.
Can you get a zoom in? Hang on.
Is it going to let you zoom?
Let me see here. Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Sorry, guys, for my ham-fistedness. So, really, really good inspectors. We've used them a number of times. Very reputable. And you have some facts about home inspections too that you just told me a thing.
Yes. So I said when they happen, how much do they cost? Typically, around here, they're going to cost anywhere from like $400 to $500. It can be more. That's just for the standard full home inspection. And then if you do radon inspection, that's an add-on, which I would recommend. And then you can do a sewer scope, which I would also recommend. Typically, that's going to come out to about $700 or $800 for all 3 inspections.
Now, is that money well spent?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so, because our clients from New Orleans that got here over the weekend, they did a sewer scope, and the sewer scope came back with a blockage, and they were really concerned about it. The client's dad was a plumber, and so she was really nervous about it, but they used their additional time for inspection, so we requested additional time to get a plumber out there to evaluate it, also an electrician and an HVAC company we had come out, all for additional inspections. And the plumber was like, no, this blockage is not an issue. It's not going to be a $20,000 fix. We're not going to have to dig up your whole front yard. It just needs to be jetted, which is going to be about $1,500. So they would have probably backed out of that purchase, thinking that it was going to be a $20,000 expense. Come to find out it was only going to be $1,500, and it probably saved the purchase of that home. So that was great. You hire the inspectors. What else? You don't have to be here. My clients that are purchasing this home are not here, but you can. I would recommend it. Even if you're not here for the whole thing, showing up at the end is really nice, because the inspectors can go over and point everything out to you while you're here in the house, and you can see it with your own eyes, which I think is really helpful. It's also one of the few times that you have to be in the house while you're under contract before you close. The only other time you can really get access to the house is going to be for your final walkthrough, which is going to be a few days before you sign documents. But if you're out of town, at that point, it wouldn't make sense to back out. I mean, you could if you had to, but it's better to be here for the inspection, see the home, get all of your fears, concerns, everything addressed ahead of time while you're still protected, and you can get your earnest money back. So it's really nice to be here. You get to spend some time here, kind of let it sink in. Maybe you only spent 20 or 30 minutes during your showing, so to be able to spend a few hours in the house, it's kind of nice.
And if I can interject, one of the things that I observe by tagging along sometime is that the homeowner, the new homeowner, future homeowner, actually learns a lot about their house that they wouldn't know from walking through, or even with your expertise.
I'm not an inspector.
Because a home inspector, they are experts in every sense of the word. So they, it's just funny seeing them point out things to the new homeowner. I think that's a huge value if they have the opportunity to be present.
And if you're a first-time homebuyer, I would also say not to let the inspection period freak you out, because the inspector's job is to point out anything that's wrong or out of place or just not quite right. Their job is not to point out all the good things. Their job isn't necessarily to say, here's all the pros of the house. The job is to say, well, this crack should be sealed, and the heat output only put out enough heat to bring the temperature up such and such amount of degrees, or the dishwasher doesn't work. They're running the dishwasher right now. Right. So different things like that. They're going to point out what's wrong, which is what you want, not necessarily point out all the great things that the home has.
Right. So don't let that discourage you. It's a house, right? I don't think I've ever seen a perfect house. So don't let it discourage you. Just let it kind of enlighten and empower you as you go forward.
Even the new house you bought in Atlanta was not perfect.
Oh, I built a brand new house, and it had more defects than the 100-year-old house that I moved from, literally. So, what else you got?
So the biggest concerns you're going to want to pay attention to are structural concerns, the roof, seals, moisture, the appliances, electrical system, heating, cooling, plumbing. Those are going to be the major things And if nothing comes back major on those sections, I would probably encourage you, as long as you still want to move forward with the purchase. We can always negotiate things, whether that's, let's see, recent negotiations. I negotiated a seller credit for my clients, so they actually got their cash. They have a very unique situation, so don't take this to say that it would work for you, but they ended up getting a seller credit and getting their earnest money back and actually putting nothing down on their home because they used the Washington bond program. So they got to move into their house with literally nothing out of their pocket aside from their inspection.
Did you do a video about that yet?
No, we need
You're
to.
supposed to be doing a collaboration, right?
Yes.
Okay.
With their lender that they used. The other thing is, so your inspection report comes back same day with photos and explanations. So typically inspections are going to be as early as 8 a.m. The latest I've ever had an inspection is 3 p.m. So if you do plan to be here, you're probably going to need to take off work. And you typically get the report back between like 5 and 7 p.m. the same day, which is great, especially one of the ways that my clients are really competitive and able to get their offers accepted is having short inspection times or short inspection periods. So we did a 5-day inspection on this, which ends up being 7, and I won't get into all the contract details, but and then you can always call the inspector. So even though my clients aren't here present for the inspection today, they're able to call the inspector and ask questions after the fact, and then you can even, one of the things you didn't know, get the home re-inspected. So if it comes back that there's moisture in the attic, that's another common problem about, not a scientific number, but like 90% of homes in the Northwest have mold in the attic. This isn't the black mold that my clients from Texas talk about, where it like takes over the house in 3 weeks and the house is basically condemned. It's depending on how bad it is, you could live with it, but you can also have it remediated. You could technically do it yourself, though I wouldn't recommend that. But most of the houses, it's more common for an attic to have mold than to not have mold.
But to say that, because again, I didn't, even after buying houses over 20 years, as far as the inspection and being able to still call on them.
Yeah, so if your attic came back with evidence of moisture, is typically what the inspectors will say, because they're not mold experts. They can say that there's either evidence of moisture or spotting. You would have a mold inspector come out, get it remediated, and then you can call the inspection company up and they'll come out and re-inspect it to make sure that it's not actively leaking or there's no issues going on presently. So that was pretty cool. Let's walk around the house. So start. You have a bedroom. Seen one bedroom, seen them all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Square room with 4 walls and a roof ceiling.
How tall the closet doors are. The closet
Yeah,
doors are
kinda
literally
cool.
floor to ceiling. Did you just say that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the bedrooms are like that. This is the bathroom, and even though it's not fully updated, it's still very functional. Like the sink unit is new.
And then that's pumpkin spice soap is to die for.
Who makes that?
I told you to check it out.
Morgan Child's Pumpkin Patch Luxury Hand Soap.
Morgan Childs, isn't that the old actress?
Oh, another bedroom, floor to ceiling, closet again. I should look up, it's on my phone and you have my phone there.
Mm-hmm.
The age of the house. So this is kind of that older, like 50s style floor plan. You have all the living in the front, then you have a hallway, and all the bedrooms are off of the hallway.
Mm-hmm. And typically, at least in greater Vancouver, you have an older house like this, so you don't have the most modern floor plan, but what you do get is a pretty amazing lot quite often. So that, that's the rub. You can get a new house and a new subdivision, but they ain't putting them on a quarter acre typically these days unless you're up in the close to $1 million or more price range. Is that right?
Yeah, like our client that works for Amazon, or our client's kid that works for Amazon. This is their side yard. You want to come show this? So this is what we're talking about. They're on a corner. Don't show the street signs, but
But this yeah. So think about it, guys. This is just a side yard. let alone what wraps around the back of the house
Yeah, we'll
and
go
the
out
other
there and show you.
side. So yeah, I was a little bit jealous.
Their side yard is bigger than my client who closed last month that got a new build that was a 2020 build. Just the side yard is like 3 times bigger than my other client's
So
backyard.
if you're okay dealing with some updates, renovations, maybe changing some walls to kind of modernize the floor plan, you can quite often get a really, really nice piece of property.
Yeah, so this is their master bath, which is modernized. They have new floors in here and a new vanity, which is a really pretty gray, new countertops. So nothing that's like an eyesore, at least for the master bedroom. Now the funky part, is that my mom or your mom?
Nobody's mom. Somebody's a mom.
The funky part about this bedroom, I think this was an addition because we just walked through the master bedroom.
Okay.
And then this is another living area.
Actually, when you showed me the first time, I thought this was the master, and I was like, oh, look, the cool fireplace.
If we were living here, I would convert this to the master. You're not even really to convert. I would just.
Especially because you have a sliding door to the backyard. I mean, I'd be out there like a.
Yeah,
like
I would
a
probably
madman.
use the actual master as like a master retreat, like a lounge. And then make this actual bedroom. Then over here, they have the laundry, which would be kind of funky if you're using this as the master bedroom. Also to note about this particular house is that the appliances are included.
Now, is that something that you can
You can
negotiate?
negotiate, yeah.
Okay.
With our clients from Massachusetts, I moved last month.
Massachusetts.
They were not including the fridge, but watch your head.
Low ceiling fan for a tall guy.
But they we negotiated the refrigerator to be included. It was like a brand new, it was only less than a year old, brand new, like $4,000 fridge that we negotiated in that they weren't originally including. So technically this is, I guess like a living room, family room.
This Seagraves vibe, man. This guy's pretty knowledgeable. He says the DJI gimbal, it looks like. So he knows all the tricks of the trade. So
And then this little back.
are you going to show this now or later? The backyard.
How about this one?
Okay.
This little back living room leads you back to the front of the house into the kitchen. So what I like about this house a lot is that for the price point, you have updated cabinetry, updated countertops, really lovely backsplash. Like these, what do you call these?
Cabinets.
Yeah.
The
with
glass
LEDs
glass
in
frame.
them.
Oh, they have it. Okay. So lights inside.
Yeah, I thought those were really cute. Kind of mismatched appliances, but it is what it is. And then you have like a huge pantry back here. Not ideal placement, I guess, going back to what you're saying about being an older floor plan.
Mm-hmm.
But they have drawers in their pantry.
Oh,
So when you look at the bathrooms in the kitchen, which are typically really expensive to renovate, the fact that those are already done is really nice. There's nothing that you would have to change. It would mostly be like preference at this point.
yeah. I'm always curious about people, because everyone's different. So some people are totally turned off by having to update and renovate and change old things. And then like for myself, coming from an old city like Philadelphia, where the expectation was, an old house with good bones, but being okay with kind of modernizing it. So.
Yeah, these clients in particular, they're like very laid back about what the house would include. Like this is older. I would probably update these at some point. But even as they're old, like they slide really well.
Nothing a little white grease couldn't make even better.
So then they have this covered porch area out here.
Hey babe, what's the deal with the soap hanging up? Is that a trick?
I was wondering the same thing. I think it might be to deter flies.
I've never seen this.
Does anyone know why he would hang soap?
They have a bar of looks like Irish Spring soap hanging. So I've never heard of that. If you guys know in the comments what that is for, is it good luck? Is it a?
Yeah. Okay.
Are you one out?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I don't have a hood like you. but okay, I'll do.
I mean, you don't really need a hood.
Listen, I'm a Northwest man. Don't worry about me.
I'm just using all of the features of this rain jacket that I like so much. So then they have a side yard for RV parking, which is pretty dope.
Super dope.
Covered parking or covered porch area. This fire pit, which I'm pretty sure is going to stay. Just like space upon space. And if you don't remember from the beginning, this lot is about a 1/4 acre. Come on, I want to show you the garden. And then we'll go inside, okay?
Hey, I like it out here.
You like it? Is our DGI, is it a water resistant?
I don't think so. Did you get the warranty?
Oh, so my clients that are buying this house, they live in Seattle now, but they're originally from Tennessee. And part of one of their requirements, grammar sounds weird, I need more coffee, was like price point, 3 bedrooms, and they wanted to find a house that had AC. Because not every house does, and that was probably one of the biggest things that was holding them back, is there was a lot of houses they liked, but they didn't have air conditioning or any sort of cooling. So this house has heat pump cooling, which is why you see that outdoor unit there. And the other thing that was really impressive to them was how well maintained the house was. Like everything was clean, which was really nice. And they wanted a place to garden, so they have this huge backyard. There's the side yard we saw earlier. Do you want to walk over there?
Yeah, why not?
And then they have this little gated vegetable garden here that has where that sign is. It has wires so you can trellis things. It's got boxes. It's got tomato cages, so they can grow stuff. That's one of the things they're really excited about.
Yeah, and I'm personally just super blown away with the size of the yard and the property. I mean, you know, because again, my philosophy is you can always update, you can always change things around, you can, you know, swap out appliances.
Yeah.
You know, what you can't you can't add or update is just having this amount of living space outside, and just all the opportunities that it creates and presents. So,
Yeah.
Great job.
So, did anyone have any questions about inspections? Anything you want to know?
If you guys have any questions, because we're mobile, I can't see them the way we normally can on a computer. So ask them again as we get ready to close out. If you have any questions about the inspection process or any of the home buying process or any of the services that Hal offers to those of you who are thinking about relocating. And thank you for the tips on the laser.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it.
I'm going to be looking at that today.
Yeah, we'll have to check out your channel. I'm assuming you post to YouTube, unless it's just your YouTube account and you're watching, but welcome. So yeah, I think that's all that we have. If you have any questions about buying real estate in the Southwest Washington, Portland metro area, I will put it out there that I'm
hold on. I got some answers.
Oh, good.
So Seagrave's Vibe says...
Seagrave's Vibes.
The Seagrave's Vibe says that it's an old farm trick to soap for flies and mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not bad.
That's a good guess, huh?
A really good guess. Wesley Clarkson says, what do you think of a mini split system instead of a full, I guess, ducted HVAC?
Mini split meaning like...
what this is, to kind of split it up into units, I
the
believe.
wall units and stuff. So the unit that you saw on the wall is actually not functional. They have a ductless system here. For the Pacific Northwest, it's hard to say because I know for us, we ran our AC twice this summer. Could we have lived without it? Sure, probably. Would it have been uncomfortable for a few days? Yeah. So when it comes to cooling, I think I wouldn't be so particular to be like, it has to be central air, which I have clients now from New Orleans, Florida, and Tennessee who all very particularly wanted ducted, forced AC. So as long as it has some sort of cooling system, assuming that we're going to continue to have climate change and the summers are going to get hotter and we're going to have more heat waves like we did this summer, I would probably say that any cooling system is fine. Like even if it was wall units, I mean it wouldn't be, not wall units, window units, wouldn't be ideal, but it would be functional enough. So, and it just depends on your taste. Like some of my clients are very much like it just needs to be functional to keep me cool, and other people want, more modern, updated, better looking systems. I'm a big fan of the wall units because, like I said, those ones aren't in operation, so that's actually not where
I think they call it mini split. I think that's the actual technical, name.
for the wall units.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think they're great. I think they're actually more efficient because, like, for Jarrett and I, we're like this all the time. So, in like the first house we had, it was 2,400 square feet. We occupied probably 100 to 200 square feet of it at a time. Very like small areas. We didn't need to heat and cool the whole house. Even in the winter, like we run the heater way more than the AC. So I think that's important. But mind you that our requirements are very different. Like we were looking in very rural areas where there was only a wood stove, no AC, and we still are open to that kind of system. That's for us personally. Just being more minimalist minded in terms of like the needs and functions and systems of the house, being more off the grid is something that we're interested in. But yeah, I think those mini split systems, wall units are great. I think they work fine, they cool plenty, they heat plenty. So that's kind of what I would say about that.
I do have one request because
Yes.
one bone to pick with you realtors is that
I know what you're gonna say.
What?
That you want to show the inside of the garage.
I want to show the garage. To me, my cars, my toys are important to me. And one bone I have to pick with you guys, and let me know in the comments, am I crazy or do you agree, is that the garage hardly ever gets any love. So
And they actually have a great garage.
they have a great garage and they have an absolute great side pad and driveway,
Yeah.
which again is a huge benefit to me personally.
As a car guy.
But I would just suggest that you realtors who are watching and agents and brokers, you guys have to start giving more love to garages because think about it, the price of a car these days, and a lot of times is a good chunk of the house.
Yeah.
Are they? I don't want to be in anyone's way. Just a quick
Are you
sweep
just
through.
waiting on us?
I think we're just about done.
Okay.
He's just taking a couple
So-
of last notes.
Okay, we are almost done here too.
Great.
Yeah, we're wrapped up.
So they have an extra deep garage.
And they got little work benches set up. They have cabinetry. They have some cool tchotchkes and antlers. Look at this. How freaking cool, man. Wow, I would love to see what those were on. My goodness. So yeah, so if I have anything to do with it, guys, you'll see some garage love. You'll see see what's going on in the PlayStation,
Playground.
the playground. So
So if you have any real estate needs at all, make sure to text me 360-818-4438. I'd be happy to help you on your relocation, even if you're a ways out and you just want to ask a couple questions and chat. That's the best way to reach me. Email is my slowest response time. I wish it was different, but I have clients in there and things get lost. So text me or call me. It's the fastest way to get in touch with me.
and if they don't hear from you, typically because something just happens to get lost, so don't be afraid to text or try you again.
Yeah.
Because it's typically not normal that you wouldn't respond, but
Yeah, I
it's
normally
life.
respond within one day. If not, if I can respond immediately, I do. And if not, I try to get back to everyone within 24 hours. So if it's any longer than that, just shoot me a text, re-email me, send it to the top of my list. You won't bother me. So,
All right.
all right, we will catch you guys next time. Ciao.
Where do I press?
You don't know how to end it.
I don't know.
Let's see.
And thank you guys for all the comments too.
Oh, how do you end it?
What about the X? Too good.